when I'm still new with Ventus, still new with the IM laser, I don't know how to answer. Then I either look for him or look for Andrew. So today we are very glad and we are very lucky, or prosperous, whatever they call it. We have Adam here with us, and Adam is going to explain in detail for us about the IM laser, what is the function, or what are the technical question you are facing, especially engineers, when you're trying to promoting to them, they throw you some question, or some people, they don't understand what is cold laser mean. So they'll simply throw you some question. Why your laser light only got 5, mine got 10? 10 is more powerful, right? All the funny question like that, which is not true. I tell you, there's some physics behind it. 10 means doesn't mean more powerful, more dangerous effect. Okay, and then still there are people, they will argue with you. Oh, this is also LED laser, right? Same, right? Because you guys are MLM and you sell it at a very high price. That's not true also. Okay, 一分钱二分货 cheap thing never good and good things never cheap. Okay, if one day you are coming, you try to sell me something which is very cheap and you want me to promote it, normally I won't, because throughout my whole life, from my sales experience, my sales life, all the time I'm selling expensive goods. Simply a product which have a value, then only they can sell at a higher price, a premium price. Simply put, right? Lamborghini, they never advertise in newspaper, or they never advertise on all these TV advertisement, right? Because if they advertise in front of TV, that is the wrong target group. Those people, they want to buy a Lamborghini or they want to buy a Ferrari or Rolls Royce. They will not look at the advertisement. Advertisements are mainly for some, okay lah, most upper middle class, people buying BMW or Mercedes. So it's important, very important for us. Like we are selling, we are promoting, we are sharing a very good product, medical device. The only company which obtained ISO 13485, and we are the only company we obtain this certification. So of course, if you want to promote a medical device, then you must at least you must know a little bit about the technical specification of our product. So today we are very glad we have Adam here to further explain in detail for us about the advantages, the technical specification of our IM laser. And on the later part, we have a Q&A also, right, Adam? Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So get ready, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, get ready your question as Adam is explaining. Get ready, and you can throw the question to him. I'm very sure you will get a very an answer which is fully satisfy you and your customer. Okay, so without further delay, I would like to pass time to Adam. Hi, Adam. Oh, I saw Andrew is there. It looks like you are ready for the show.
Yes,
okay,
I'm ready.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Caleb. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for taking your time off to connect with us. On behalf of the company, I also would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very happy new year, and especially a successful year. Not forgetting also 恭喜发财 So I wish everyone good fortune and good health always. Today, I'm going to do a kind of a discussion. I won't call it a presentation. I want to discuss with you in this presentation, where I want to talk about the title is Discover the Uniqueness and Competitive Advantage of Laser, IM Laser. Before I begin, let me just, I think you can see on the left side here, we have this product, right? I do not know whether you are aware that we have these two very unique products. These are very interesting and quite a nice product, and I don't know why these are not taken advantage of. Because if you understand, the AGX is very suitable for your during this COVID time, and of course this PSR, because recently I was under the sun for a long time. This is my experience. I was under the sun for a long time, and when you're under the sun for a long time, you get this kind of like a bombing kind of headache. After I drink this, less than 20 drops, I drink this less than half an hour, my headache is gone. Now he explained why, because inside here, actually, if you understand, this PSR helps to produce more oxygen in your body. So therefore, it will what we call that, it will help us in our health, especially building up our immune system. So I encourage you all, because I know that some of you actually maintain this product. Please do use them. At the same time, I want to take opportunity to advertise our Fortico. Remember, Fortico just launched. I tell you, you'll be amazed on the things that Fortico can help us. So do drink them quite regularly. Okay, and of course our CV8, our top producing product. This CV8 is we're going to be promoting this product. In fact, we are having a very special campaign to help with this product. At the same time, also we are actually inviting a few speakers, right, to give a talk on this product. So stay on to wait for our news, and then can join us for this special talk. Okay, now go back to our today's discussion. Now I'm going to talk about this our competitive advantage. Of course, this topic was actually raised because I think a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, I have actually saw some of the advertisement in the Facebook talking about other quite similar product to us. Now, first of all, let me tell you something. I cannot compare. I wouldn't want to compare our product with theirs, because ours is much superior. Why? Because for your information, our product is actually 3-in-1 therapy. Theirs is 1 or 2, so it's 2 different products. However, it is also important that we recognize this, and then we want to know how to answer to our people. At the same time, also, we also hope that those people, especially our new members who came in, they do not know how to, when they are faced with this kind of problem, they know how to answer. What are the points that they should raise to tell them? Okay. Okay. Now, for these people who are joining for during this talk, I assume that you people are already know about IM laser. That means you are actually attending advanced class. Why I say advanced class? Because all this information that I'm going to tell you is a little bit technical, but don't worry, I'll try to make it as simple as possible. At the same time, also, the reason why I say it's actually advanced class, because over here we're not going to ask question like, hey, whether this one can or not, this one can or not. No, IM laser already been proven, has been scientifically proven to be effective, can do a lot of things. And here I want to elaborate a bit. So my presentation, I'm going to start off with telling you a little bit about some update. Okay, now Ventros our Ventros IM laser is actually a registered medical device. And what are to talk about this competitive advantage? First of all, I want to go a little bit about the background, the history of this IM laser, so that you understand a little bit, and then you will add on to your confidence in this IM laser. Now, just a short update. This is a latest science update. Now, as you know, IM laser, there are many words to describe this therapy. Sometimes they use it, the low-level therapy, cold laser therapy. In fact, there are more than 60 other names they use to describe this type of therapy. That means our IM laser therapy. Okay, now because of this, it causes a lot of confusion. That is why in 2016, a group of scientists, a group of doctors, they came together, and then they know that this is a very important therapy. In fact, they are actually becoming the mainstream in the mainstream medical science. Become mainstream. It's no more like a myth or something like whether you can how to say. Whether this is not based on magic or whatsoever. They already recognize there is scientific evidence that this is actually proven scientific, that they can help in helping in our, benefit to our health. So because of this, they came up with one, they actually summarized, and they found out that the best way to describe this therapy is photobiomodulation therapy, PBMT. So in future, if you can use this word, photobiomodulation therapy, not just low-level laser therapy. In fact, there was one argument, when you say low-level laser, some of them will say, oh, this is actually very low class, maybe no class, low class kind of therapy. So it doesn't give the right. In fact, photobiomodulation is actually a very high-level type of so-called scientific treatment, so it's not low class. And also, some of them, when they read the word laser, they get very frightened. Laser means they get very frightened. Wow, something that can be quite damaging. So that is why, because of this, after many rounds of discussion, after many round of meeting, they finally came out with a word that says that photobiomodulation therapy. So from then onward, it became photobiomodulation, and this has been registered. In fact, had been already submitted to the National Library of the Medicine in the USA. So you type this photobiomodulation, you can see a lot of journals and everything relating to this therapy. Now, of course, there are certain people, they also use photomedicine, but doesn't matter because photomedicine is another alternative. But this alternative makes it like kind of like a medication where you need doctors. In fact, that is not necessary, because if you understand our IM laser, then you can see that our IM laser has been built for household purpose. All right. So let me just go briefly a little bit, because these are very important definition for everyone to understand. Okay, photobiomodulation, PBM, is the mechanism by which non-ionized. This is very important. No, non-ionized. This word here, this word non-ionizing optical radiation. Non-ionized means they are not powerful light. So don't worry. The point he said, I want to highlight, it will not cause cancer. Because we are using non-ionized light and the near-infrared spectrum range to absorb by endogenous chromosome. Now, what does it mean? That means this light only works if in our body we have these so-called chromophores. Okay, later on I'll explain to you how does it work. To elicit photophysical and photochemical event at various biological scale. Now, this photobiomodulation therapy, how it works is, just for example, I give you another example. Now, one of they call it the powerful biological pathway of the light is what, it's actually the eye. When you see something, right, the light goes into your eye, and then it hit the retina. Retina contain a lot of this, we call it the chromophore, which is the light-sensitive agent there, light-sensitive molecule inside this. And this retina, what happened? They will transfer, and then they will kind of react, and then they will process the information to your head, and immediately you feel happy, you see beautiful one, or you feel sad, or you feel very excited, or you feel very energetic. This just by simple light that goes to your eye, you will have this kind of so-called body reaction. So in short, what makes this kind of a reaction is because of the chromophores in your retina. So this is one of the example. In the same way, our skin and in the body, we have a lot of part where they have these so-called chromophores. So the chromophores is actually a very important molecule, or they call it the molecule in the body that is light sensitive. Sensitive means they are receptor. They are the one they're going to receive your light, and then they're going to do a lot of more. Either they do a modulation or they do stimulation and whatsoever. So these are all, they call it the photophysical and photochemical event. I hope you understand. Now, another word that I want to introduce today is actually known as the photodynamic therapy. Now, this is different from photobiostimulation, because why I want to introduce, because as I was reading, I find that this very interesting. Now, you see, we are talking about photobiomodulation. Now, we are talking about the chromosome inside our body. Photodynamic, they are talking about chromosome outside the body. What does it mean? That means these are actually therapy used to treat or to treat those cancer. What they do is that they inject they call it the exogenous type of chromosome, the external chromosome into your body, and this and then this chromosome will actually gather around at the they call it the cancerous area, and then they shine the light. And when the light is shine on this chromosome, the chromosome will react, and then they will treat or they will actually destroy, and then they will take away all the cancerous cell. So you see the what do you call it, the similarity. So in short, in fact, this photodynamic therapy, laser, is actually a laser therapy used to treat cancer. They uses the chromosome, but they are external. They actually man-made lah. But whereas our body, we have our own chromosome, which is actually body built-in one. So they have from outside and from inside. So for a photobiostimulation modulation therapy, we requires chromosome to help us. They call it the light receptors, the sensitive receptors, to help us to do the necessary repairs or adjustment. I hope I can explain to you. Now this is just about the latest update. Now, in order to understand what is our IM laser, because I had to emphasize again, because just now remember I mentioned about other people one, the inferior one. Of course, I'm not trying to compare. I'm not trying to make downgrade them, but the reason why we cannot compare with them, because over our side we are talking about 3 therapies. Actually, what are 3 therapies? We are actually integrating the Western, which is the PBM therapy, started in 1928, with the Oriental, which is the acupuncture, and also the magnetic therapy. So we are actually integrating. That means IM laser, as you know, it stands for integrating medicine. They are actually integrating all these 3 therapies in become one, so that they can perform the therapy up to the standard that we want. Okay, so you can hear, I can mention that here, the PBM was actually started in the 1920s, so it's about 80 over years, 90 years already. Acupuncture is 1971. Since I'm talking about laser acupuncture. Acupuncture is actually 5,000 over years, but laser acupuncture is about 1971, so it's about 40 years, 40 years of history. And then the magnetic therapy, which is about 2,000 years ago, because the first people or the first person to practice magnetic therapy are the Egyptian. In fact, they call it the black stone therapy. So anyway, in short, I'm trying to say that by having these 3 therapy, that's why we call it the ultimate therapy. Okay, and we are the one and only one in the world to have this kind of therapy. So I want to add to your confidence, we have this special. Now, in order to understand now, sometimes a lot of, as we approach our customer, after they use it, they have this kind of different reaction. Let them understand this is a therapy. Okay, what is a therapy? A therapy is the treatment intended to relieve or heal a disorder. So this is a very important explanation. So when a therapy is done, it's not like a medication. You just take it and then you like a painkiller, you get it done. No, it doesn't work that way, because it takes time. Now, I've done a lot of reading and I've done a lot of research. I tell you, I'm so amazed by this light energy, or they call it the light therapy, especially the red light therapy. I don't know whether you still remember, the show Star Trek. Remember they used the light that actually heal the wound, everything. Hey, actually, right now they are using this, the quite similar one, but they don't get it. They don't get immediate kind of like your wound close up together immediately. Probably they takes about 1 or 2 weeks. But I believe in the near future, this can be happening. You know what? I told you, if you are able to introduce a very good so-called or very light sensitive kind of chromosome in the body, which can actually receive the light and it react very fast. Can you imagine what kind of a treatment or what kind of correction in the body the chromosome can do? So I believe at that time, when the time comes, they will invent some kind of special chromosome to put in the body. The moment the light shine, it can repair everything probably in 1 hour or half an hour. It's possible, very, very possible. And I also found out that the light, actually we are actually exposed to light energy. They call it the electromagnetic spectrum every day, every second. The moment you open up your eyes, you can actually experience. It's just that you take for granted, you didn't know. So all these are actually very important fact that you must understand. So the light energy that we are talking about, the red light energy, is part of the light spectrum that you're talking about. Okay. Now, of course, okay. Now, in this slide, actually, I prepared because I want to show you what is the red light energy, what do you call the red light treatment, or they call it the photobiomodulation, the light, the wavelength that we are using. If you look at the visible, you can see here in the sunlight has three categories of light. The spectrum, the sunlight spectrum has three categories: the ultraviolet, visible, and infrared. So you notice that the visible, which is the sunlight, you notice the visible light, you have 7 colors, remember? Now, out of these 7 colors, there's one color that's red color. Now, that is the range that we are taking, about 650. And they have found out that this 650 lights, nanometer light, is very unique. No? If they apply it into the body, especially on the surface of the skin, or even at any places that is that actually applied to, there is a kind of photobiomodulation effect taking on. And how do they do? I think you all know already, the mitochondria and so forth and so forth. But what is more important that I want you all to realize that when, if this light is from this category, which is the visible light, what does it mean? These are non-ionized light. They are non-ionized means they won't cause cancer. So you can use it without any fear. Very, very safe. That is why people who attend this class now, you must tell people, don't worry, they will not cause any cancer because we are using non-ionized light. Okay, this is the first point that I want to highlight. Okay. Then I will talk about, okay, in this slide, I want to show you, especially, I think you also know that in our training, we mentioned about the mitochondria, which is the one that actually absorb the light. The most important one is where now? It's here. Remember the cyclochrome, which is also called, is also the chromophores. They are all inside here. These are the ones that actually absorb the light, that actually cause the stimulation effect, that produce more ATP, nitric oxide, and ROS. Remember that? This is the one that they call it the inner membrane. See the inner membrane? This is the one that. So this inside here, what causes them to stimulate? It is because of the chromophores inside here. So in short, you must understand if we recognize that light is actually has to be absorbed by the body, only they can react. And what are the things that inside the body that can cause the reaction is the chromophores. Okay, the chromophores are. So in short, I want to emphasize, I want you all to understand, sometimes you may say, hey, how come, later on I'll go into deeper, how come people, they did with this light, there are so many kind of reaction to the body, how come there is this so-called photobiomodulation taking action? The reason is because of the special, what do you call that, a chromophores agent in the body. Okay? So far, so good, huh? All right. Hope everybody understand. Now, okay, now we talk about what do you call that, the issue about this IM laser. Now, after this, actually through this presentation, I hope to answer 3 very important questions that people may ask. Number 1 question is that, is it what you are having, that means IM laser that you're having, is it the right device? That means for people who haven't buy it, when they look for this device, they must ask themselves, is this the right device? That means the right device. And then second question, is this device comes with the right dosage? Right device, right dosage. And then the third question I hope to answer also, why is it that you buy IM laser, Ventros IM laser? So this presentation will give you the understanding of the 3 questions that you may have in your mind. Okay. Now, in order to understand whether this device is suitable or not, or is the right device, first of all, you must know the light sources used in the delivery of the light therapy. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay, these are the various light sources marketed under the category of light therapy. We are talking about light therapy, there are many color light, but we are talking about here is actually the red color light, the red color therapy. Now, first of all, we are talking about this, the first most, or they call it the best option of light source is called the gallium aluminium arsenide. They call it GAAIA. GAAIA. Now, this is actually the laser light that produces the most, or they call it the best choice of a laser light. Of course, they are hold on, you know, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Second one, they call it they have another type of a light they use for this equipment. They call it super luminous diodes, SLD. These are okay, but they are suited only for what? For superficial tissue only. Now, why laser is better? Because they can penetration up to 5 cm. Now, super SLD is actually best suited only for superficial tissues. So anything, any problem down below the superficial layer, you cannot achieve. You cannot get it. You cannot do anything about it. Okay. The next, of course, the third one, which they normally use in making their equipment, they use light emitting diodes, or they call it the LED. LED are very, very superficial. That means they are just doesn't go to any depth at all. It can be very effective only to a certain level only. But if you want to use it for other purpose, like photo biomodulation in terms of building up your ATP and whatsoever, you need something like a laser. Okay. And the last one, actually, sometimes they use a cluster applicator. It's a combination of the above light. That means they combine with super luminous and light emitting. So they are actually considered one of the fourth level. So the best of the choice, the best option for producing or for use under the therapy device is the laser light. Okay. Now, of course, to understand why is it that we want to use laser light, why not LED and whatsoever, there is a reason. The reason because of the characteristic of laser. What are the characteristics of laser? First of all, laser has this characteristic. They are monochromatic. That means that they are actually travel in same and single wavelength and same color. That is why our color is always red color, never change green, blue, yellow. Just red color. They are all same because they are monochromatic, same, all in the same direction. Okay. Just for your information, when I was looking at the wavelength, it looks like like a wave. I never start to think about it until recently. Actually, even though it looks so simple and like a wavy length, actually these are actually light wavelength. Light, you know how fast is light wavelength? It's actually 300,000 kilometers per second. Even it looks so actually it's very, very fast because it's the speed of light. That is why it is very important to use the right equipment to do your photo biomodulation. Okay. The second characteristic of laser is they call it the collimated. That means the light goes in unidirectional. That means one directional, they all same one directional. They are not be scattered. They don't go many like open up here and there. No. They are very straight. They are very focused. They are all together one. The third characteristic of laser is actually coherent. So coherent, why? Because the energy wave, they work in togetherness and give you the right power, the right accuracy. So in short, why is it that the device, maybe I say before you buy the right device, you want to make sure that they have this so-called only uses the laser diodes. Why? Because laser diodes have this characteristic, and these three characteristics are very, very, very important for to have an effective photo biomodulation therapy. Okay. Now, there's also a few points that I want to highlight about this light. In fact, why this laser characteristic is very important. Now, there are actually four possibilities. See, when we shine a light on the skin, scare a light on the skin, there are four possibilities. I call it the ARTS light dispersion. What are the possibilities? First, the light goes in, they will be absorbed. absorbed at the top level, second level, or whatsoever. It doesn't matter, but it will be absorbed. So the light will be absorbed at first level, second level, or third level. It doesn't matter, but it will absorb. Whether it's first level, then you lose out. Then the second possibility, the light will be reflected. No, that means the moment you apply on your skin, on your hand, the light will be reflected. Why it reflected? Like for example, one of the reasons get reflected is because your skin is actually very oily, or a lot of sweaty, or some kind of layer there that actually prevent 100% of going into your body, so it will be reflected. So it is also very important, especially for you all members, to realize that these are the 4 possibility of light, so that when you treat on your customer, I would advise you every time they use it, clean your hand first. Let me clean up, wash it, so that, or you use a wet cloth to clean your hands, to take away all your the sweat, or even the oil and whatsoever, so that you have a 100% penetration. So the third possibility is what? Transmitted. That means nothing blocks you. That means the ray actually, or the laser light goes through to your skin, to all the parts of the body, right through to where you want it to be. And the last possibility is scattered. Sometimes the light, they actually goes in and then they get scattered. You know why it gets scattered? Because it could be the way the people they have hairy hair. Their hands are very hairy, or even the surface of their skin are hairy, or the surface they are very dark, or the surface or they are quite fat. When you are fat, you have a layer of fats. The fats can be the one that actually scattered the light through. So it is very important to understand this ARTS light dispersion, so that you know when you apply you use your IM laser, you know how to use it the correct way, more properly. Then you take this into consideration. I hope you understand that. Okay. The next one. So now we have finished with the correct equipment. That means the equipment must have first of all, you must have the right diode. That means laser diode, the best to have the best efficacy. Now we talk about the key parameter of PBM. Now we talk about what? Whether your machine or the device that you are using has the right treatment parameter. Remember the right dosage? We have the right device. Now we are talking about the right dosage. Whether this device gives you the right dosage. So talk about dosage. What are the parameters? I mean, what are the guidelines? You must have this. If you don't have this, you fail. That means you don't have your device don't have the right dosage. Even you use long time also no use, or you use it can be very dangerous. There are many reasons. Okay. Now first of all, the first parameter is the wavelength. Because the wavelength itself, you will determine the depth of the penetration, whether it goes how far and how deep. Remember I told you, light actually they touches the skin. There are 4 possibilities: absorption, remember, reflection, transmitted, and lastly what? Scattered. So if anything of these so all we want, of course, we wanted to go to the transmitted one, the T, because it can go to the place that we want it to go. So to do to conduct the necessary photobiomodulation, that's what we want. So the penetration is very important. So the right wavelength is very important. Second is we're talking about the energy density. How long you use over time, the surface you use. These are actually a combination of many parameters, because sometimes if I don't know others ours we have designed our device and our power and our energy are all balanced already. We already adapt. We actually have built a so-called safety guideline, a safety threshold, which means that our device can never go overdose. I do not know others, but ours already we have this, they call it the safety threshold. So in terms of energy density, we need the right energy density to have the right so-called the most efficient photobiomodulation therapy. Overdose can be very dangerous. It may cause tissue damage, and in the long term can cause a lot of other health issue. So this is one of the very important points. The parameter of the PBM, you must have the right energy density parameters. Okay. The third one is actually the time, the treatment time. The time of this duration, I mean the way, how long you treat and how long they must have a specific kind of so-called the timing that you use to treat your to use your machine to perform the photobiomodulation. So we are talking about in our device we have what we have 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 40 minutes. We don't have 50, right? Because we know that 50 minutes can be not necessary anymore. At 40 minutes, it will automatically cut off. That is the threshold. Okay. Now the fourth one is actually whether your lights your so-called the laser light comes with continuous or pulse emission. Now, of course, the reason why is because you see in our device we have four density. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3. The difference is you can see the speed of the pulse increases as you go up. The last one is actually the continuous pulse. The continuous pulse is for what? Uses for other purpose. Like for example, for they call it target treatment and whatsoever. In fact, the recommended now, for example, when you are wearing on your wrist, right, on your wrist, and also doing your intranasal treatment, the third intensity is the third intensity is good enough already. Why? Because they already our equipment has been designed in such a way to perform sufficient therapy when you uses the third intensity. The fourth, which is the continuous, they are actually used for, they call it for continuous, they call it target treatment and other purposes. Okay, now effective, so continuous and pulsed light actually is very effective for penetration, fast acting, and no heating. Okay. And last but not least is the output power. The output power is a very important parameter in a PBM device. Ours, every one of them is actually 5 milliwatt. It's very, very small, but it's sufficient enough. So they are actually in all their five. You look at it, there are 5 light aperture in our device. Why not 10? Now there's a reason. Or why not 20? If let's say more light the better, I don't want to put 10, I put 30 because more lights, correct? Why I put 10 and why I put 5? The reason, there is a reason, because we know that remember the energy density is a very important consideration when you do photobiomodulation. The efficacy in terms of surface carrier and in terms of penetration, they call it. So these are all the parameters that we need to understand, So sometimes when a person say, hey, I have 10 lights, it's much better, much stronger than your 5. I tell them, no, you should ask for 20 because 20 more powerful. But you must understand, because powerful doesn't mean good. Powerful, it can cause a lot of other damages too. Okay? So I hope that with this explanation, the output power is a very important parameter because it will affect other parameters of the treatment too. Okay, and also if your power output is so low, especially the LED type and the others, what happens? That means the efficacy it takes a longer time, or even they have no effect at all. That means they won't actually they won't perform the photobiomodulation. So it is very important. You must have the right power, the right output power. Okay. Now, this is a very important statement because, like I said, why I talk about these key treatment parameters, because these are the so-called dosage, and dosage is one of the very important so-called reason or the important point to consider when you are using or designing your photobiomodulation design. Because you look, remember this book writer. He mentioned, tuner and hooks. He stated that dose is a very complicated issue. Dose is a very complicated issue. It is a matter of wavelength, power density, type of tissue, condition of tissue, chronic or acute problems. pigmentation, treatment technique, and so forth. So the dosage that you are actually designing of this, they had to take into consideration many issues, including pigmentation, that means the color of your skin also. That is why those people who are a bit darker, maybe they need longer period of time, and then they need more powerful one. That means a longer time with more higher intensity. So these are the issues. So anyway, don't have to worry, because our design, the design of our this IM laser had taken into consideration all these things that Tuner and Holtz have highlighted. Okay. Now we have finished. We have talked about the right device. Now we talk about what is the right dosage, right? Now we also must consider, in order to see whether your equipment is good or not, we also have to consider your body. The body the body also very important. You may have the right equipment, right dosage, but your body also. Now I'm telling you this so that you also realize that when you kind of approach your customer, you must let them understand, yes, we have a very good device, but the body itself, you must have a few things that we must consider, the parameters, and then we must consider this parameter so that we will know how to conduct the photobiomodulation more efficiently. So the key parameters are to achieve adequate irradiance and dose of light in our body. First of all, what are they? Okay, the condition of the problem that you are treating. For example, if your condition is very deep inside, for example, there's a pain deep inside your hand or whatsoever muscles, you need a very good, like for example, our IM laser, who is actually a very good penetration, because they are 650 nanometer. To address that, they can actually go in. So for they call it the super SLD or LED type, they cannot, because they are only surface only. So LED and superficial, they cannot perform this kind of photobiomodulation. It's only the laser can conduct. And also the condition of the inflammation, has been there for a long time? Is it old injuries or whatsoever? It could be a very old problem that actually deteriorated. So you also need to understand what kind of condition of this treated. Then only you know how to apply the right dosage to the particular condition. Okay, we actually, if you notice, we actually come up with a few. These are the do's and how to treat all the condition of the body, right? Remember, those are the things that we use to. We actually give a guidance to all the people who wants to learn how to treat or how to use it for the general health and so forth. The next one, actually, the next parameter that we need to understand from our body point of view is the absorption characteristic of an intervening tissue between the light source and the target tissue. Okay, that means the body. So the body itself, if you want to go inside, you make sure that whether, for example, if my injuries is just behind the bone become the blocking, it blocks. So sometimes when you don't understand whether the injury is where is the roughly the injury, you go and place the what do you call it, your eye. How come it doesn't work? Yeah, because it could be because it is blocked by certain way. Because remember I told you the light can actually have four possibility. It has been blocked, or they be absorbed somewhere, or they even have been diverted, or they call it scattered. Okay. The next one, so it is very important to understand the characteristic of your body. Okay, we also talk about remember the fats. So, see, when a person who is very fat, especially on the tummy, when you want to do the stomach treatment, had to do a bit longer, because the layer of fats can be the one that absorb most of the light. So you need a more powerful one and more longer a bit. So these are the few things. So the perimeter of a body will also affect, or they will take will affect your treatment also. So this actually information I want to tell you, so that when you all go to your customer, you know how to tell them, you have to take all this into consideration when you want to treat certain problem. The last condition is that, of course, the mechanism of delivery. What kind of equipment that you're using, whether you're using the LED or SLD, but our IM laser is actually use GAAIA laser aperture. So they are very suitable. They are used for everything. They can be used for every part of the body because they are very, they can actually penetrate up to 5 cm, because of the 650 nanometer wavelength. Okay, now we have finished the right equipment. That means we have the right equipment. We have finished with the right dosage. That means our equipment comes with our IM laser device come with the right dosage. And thirdly, we also understand the body will actually influence the irradiation of the dose of the light energy. Now we are going to the final question. Why choose IM laser, our Ventros IM laser? Why? So I come up with 6 explanation, and I want you all to particularly take note, because this 6 explanation will tell us we are actually, our IM laser is a superior product compared to others. And then you talk about, of course, there are people who say they are very cheap. Cheap can be expensive, Why? I'll explain here. Okay. The first thing that I want to tell you, what is the IM laser? When you buy IM laser of Ventros, it comes with these 6 things. The first thing that comes with it, you have the knowledge. You will know that you are buying equipment or laser. They call it the PBM device from a developer, not just manufacturer. We are not just manufacturer. We develop this product, this IM laser, over a period of time. Because of our 20 years of experience, we actually improve a lot of things. In fact, if you notice, we even spend a lot of money on R&D and the know-how that I experience. Later, I will explain to you who are the people behind our so-called R&D team, and also those people who are the team of experts. So when you buy our IM laser, you are actually buying not just from a manufacturer, you are buying from a developer. And not only that, they are backed up by a team of experts. A team of experts to stand by, to answer, or to go through, or to explain whatever is necessary about your problems and then whatsoever. So this is the assurance. The second point that I want to highlight is that our product, our device had been proven many times effective and proven to be safe. Effective and proven to be proven in what sense? Because we already sold more than 1 million units worldwide. And thousands has benefited. In fact, I think thousands or more than a few 100,000 has benefited, whether in a big scale or small, in certain health issues and whatsoever. But there are so many, by the hundreds of thousands has benefited. So in short, we are telling them it's very effective and proven. If you have any doubt, you can always check with me, because we can tell you who are the people who actually, after this and after using our IM laser, they actually benefited. The third one, for your information, our IM laser, we are the pioneer in acupuncture therapy. That means we are the pioneers of introducing laser acupuncture into our device. In fact, if you notice, about a few years ago, I think, or 3 years ago, we actually won a silver medalist in this Geneva Convention for silver medalist. Silver medalist. We won a silver medalist for this device. For what? For home use, because they were so fascinated. Because most of the device, or they call it this photobiomodulation, they come in big machine. The smallest will be probably the size of a computer, and many other sizes. But when they saw us, ours is just just like a watch designed like a watch, and it can perform the wonderful photobiomodulation. They were so impressed. That's why they give us this silver medalist for this design. But one point I want to highlight is that we are the forerunner, we are the pioneer in acupuncture. So we are the one who actually introduced acupuncture in this watch. They call it the watch-like kind of design. The fourth one, we are actually, our devices are very reliable and safe. And this is very important. Remember, I told you that overexposed, overdose of this so-called light intensity can cause a lot of damages. And not only light intensity, no, there are other damages can be occurred. Like for example, if you notice our device, they are actually childproof now. Why is it childproof? You just by pressing one button, you will never on the iron laser. You have to on the certain button twice, then only the light will come out. This is to assure that, if children they were to get this device and then they simply press, normally they will not, the light will not light up. And light is very dangerous in a sense to certain people because of if it goes into the eyes, it can cause some damages. So anyway, we even consider that. Now, we also can consider, if you notice, when you are charging this iron laser, you notice you cannot wear it, you cannot use it, That means you automatically cut off, That is another reason also. It's the safety. It's a safety part. So now, not only that, there are many other sections or other areas that we had to meet all the safety requirements and the reliability requirement. So for that, we actually our product is considered, because we meet all these requirements. That's why our product is considered medical grade device. And we have the medical device cert and ISO 13485, and we are the first in Malaysia and some country to have the medical device certificate. So it's very unique. Okay, very, very unique. Later on, I will go into the certificate and explain to you what are the things that we actually very proud of it. Because sometimes a lot of people, they thought that certificate is just something that you just get it, but there is a lot of work behind to get this certificate. Okay, number 5. We are the first, remember I mentioned earlier, we are the first in the world with 3 therapy, PAM therapy. What are P? Photobiomodulation, acupuncture therapy, plus magnetic therapy together in one device. So you're actually what? You are combining 3 devices. When you're wearing it, there are 3 therapy working in you. So in other words, the 3 therapy is working towards to heal and repair all your disorder. Hey, this is something very special. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, last but not least, okay, when you buy IM laser, you are buying not just the IM laser, you are buying the laser with a warranty. And this warranty, not only that you're buying the company that comes with the 5S service. Now, for your information, this 5S are not the 5S, the Japanese 5S, the management concept. This 5S, we're talking about what? Spare parts. We also sales. We provide the service to service your equipment. We also provide we also provide customer feedback survey. And we provide also schooling. We even tell you, we can teach you how to use the device. You got any problem, you come and ask us. After using some time, you may have some you need to know more about the information. We are always there for you to serve you. So you are actually working, you are buying this device, you are buying together with the 5S service that we are providing. Okay, now these are very important services because I was told some people, they go and order the one from the internet. Yeah, it may be cheap, but first of all, it didn't come. And then remember, it didn't come, it's okay. That means you may burn your money, But there are other people, they actually bought it after less than half a month or 1 year, 1 month later, the machine break down. When it break down, you know how to repair. You don't know how to repair, so you want to send for repair. There's no repair. That's it. Your money gone. So sometimes cheap can be expensive, But over in Ventros, what we are providing the spare part. Actually, our older. I don't know whether you have seen our older version of the IM laser. Until now, we are still keeping the parts, Why? Because we know that in case those people after many, many years, the battery, the strap, or whatsoever, have any problem, we have all the spare parts to repair. Sometimes to keep these spare parts, to get all these spare parts together, is not a cheap investment. It's a big investment. But we willing, Ventros, we invest in this because we know that spare parts is a very important component of the business. That is why sometimes you can rest assured when you use our device, as and when after 2 or 3 years, 5 years later, you find that you have any problem, you come back to us, we can replace for you, we can change, we can service for you. We have all the 5 service. So this point itself is a very important point that I want to highlight because, like I said, if you notice, most of the things, especially technology, technology product, a lot of us people are emphasizing on the service, especially the spare parts. Of course, service in terms of knowledge, we even teach you not just about the product, we even teach you how to make business from this product. So it's like a complete service. We have all this standby just to help you. Then the one you mentioned here, customer can trust that his or her device to get the right maintenance and care, including spare parts that are original and approved. We only provide you the original part, so don't worry. So when you come to us, we provide all the necessary service. Okay. Now these are the 6 points that I highlight. That is actually I'm very sure that you can actually tell other people, don't buy those product, buy our product, because when you buy our product, it comes with these 6 points. Now I would like to highlight also. I'm very sure people will come to you. They say, hey, now you have something much more cheaper or something good. Now I would like to answer this. I will take this challenge become my advantage. The first thing I will answer now, I'm going to tell them, I say, wow, it's a good thing to us. That shows that our product works. Otherwise, people will not come out with the same product to compete with us, right? Remember, we are the forerunner, or we are the pioneer in home use laser acupuncture. So we are the early people. So these people that come now, they are all the copy, or I'm not going to badmouth them. They are actually people who follow us. So we are just to show that our product is good and effective, which is a good point. Then on top of that, we have this 6 strength to back up our product again. And I think with this kind of assurance given to our member, to the customer, I'm very sure they will think twice about buying other people this device. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to comment everything, but remember the perimeter that I mentioned. There are so much about it. You want to find out more? There is a book to talk about it. There are so many articles in the internet. But most important is that you must understand this truly. This information. Then only you will notice why is it that you must get this Ventros IM laser, because we have a reason why. Okay. Now, okay, with this, I'm going to go to the next one. Okay. Now, remember I mentioned who are the expert behind our IM laser. For your information, this is a lady. Her name is Dr. Zhang Ping. Professor Dr. Zhang Ping. He's actually a university professor. He specializes in acupuncture. Now, she was the one who actually instrumental to become the instrument to the introduction of this laser acupuncture into our device. Okay, you can see here we have this Andrew. See this Andrew. So next time you must get Andrew to give talk, because he is the direct disciple of this lady. Of course, people ask me, where are you? Okay, for your information, I'm the one who take the photo, so you couldn't see me. Okay, okay, just joking. Okay, anyway, this lady is a very fantastic lady. We were together. We went to Beijing to listen to her talk. She gave a fantastic talk about how he actually uses acupuncture to help in many other type of diseases. Now, the other lady who's in our expert and advisor is this Dr. Zhang Ting. Dr. Zhang Ting is the student of her. She and the husband, she is the one that actually came out with the first generation Ting IM laser. They were the one who actually started that. And they are the one who started the IM laser with the laser acupuncture. So she's the one. Now, presently, she's working with Tongren Yiyan, with the PLA, People Liberation Army of China, as a doctor advising. And then apparently she's also involved in the general maintenance of the health maintenance of the top political people in the CCM lah. This CCM, CCP. So he's a very, very knowledgeable person. We went there and she gave her a very good talk about diabetic and how our IM laser can help with diabetic. Very technical. Even though I also find it difficult to understand because of the medical term that he used, but very, very fantastic. Okay, the third person I want to introduce is this doctor, Mr. Yang. Mr. Yang is actually presently in Shenzhen. He is actually with the company who's developing and also manufacturing our product. Mr. Yang, I think some of you have met him. Mr. Yang, actually, his background is quite impressive. He used to be working for the PLA also, but they call it in the submarine transfer of power division, so we asked him, actually, basically, in China, right, the submarine they uses nuclear power. So he is involved in how to transfer this power into the submarine so that the power can actually take the action. So anyway, it's quite complicated. But his knowledge into this, his knowledge and expertise in this IM laser is beyond doubt. Because when we were there, he actually explained to us what is so special about our device compared to others. Okay, one day, if we can, we will have the opportunity to invite him to give a talk to all our members to further. Good. Okay, and last but not least, I also want to introduce our Malaysian advisor. Actually, Dr. Ashwin. Dr. Ashwin is now is actually a practicing doctor, a medical doctor. He has his own clinic. He's now advising us. Now, why we work with Dr. Ashwin? Because Dr. Ashwin not only a medical doctor, but he's a doctor who actually quite expert in photobiomodulation, and he actually reads a lot, and he has done a lot of research and research and also reading about this photobiomodulation, and he actually shared with us his experience, and we are quite impressed. The knowledge that he has. So we are having him as our advisor. That is why off and on we invite him to give a talk, and I believe those people have heard his lecture were very impressed how he actually explained the IM laser help in certain sickness and diseases. So anyway, so these are the experts in our team. On top of that, there are a few other people not in here because I don't have the photo. They are actually also with us. So I think in short, when you buy this device, you are buying a device that comes with the expert and expert knowledge. Don't worry, we will give you, if any problem that you face or whatsoever you encounter, we have all these advisors to help you. Of course, they don't do it directly to you. They will actually advise it through us, and then we will give you the answer. Okay? Now, our quality and standard, this is a very important. Okay, the first certificate that I want to highlight is they call it the MedCert for medical, the ISO 13485. This is actually a quality management system certificate. So our product actually is produced by a company that has this 13485, who has all the necessary quality management certificate. Okay. Now, second certificate, which I think a lot of people never notice, is actually, they call it the EC. EC stands for European Community Certificate of Conformity. In this certificate, if you read properly here under this part here, Council Directive. The Council Directive 93/42/EEC, which is dated 14th of June since 1993, they actually required, because there are a lot of conformity that you must follow before you can get this cert. And I've actually taken out one of them, which is very relevant, because I think there are more than 30 or 40 conformity, and these are very relevant. In order for you to pass this so-called certification, you need to what? Whereas your medical device should provide patients, patient means anybody, user, and third party with a high level of protection, and attain the performance level attributed to them by the manufacturer. That means must have the performance, you must be able to perform, otherwise it don't give you. That means if I sell this product to you and you don't it cannot work at all, or they cannot even can work but cannot give you the required or desired result, you cannot pass. Therefore, the maintenance or improvement of the level of protection attained in the member state is one of the essential objective of this directive. See, so there are many more. If you look at it, the quality and standard, the quality and standards or safety standard are stated in this council directive. If you go and Google search, there are so many. And I actually highlighted this to tell you that our device are really got high class, really got standard one, because we meet all this. Okay, so remember, this is a very important device. You must highlight. Next one. Of course, we are, because of this certificate and achievement that we have. That is why we actually in Malaysia we was recently given the medical device registration. This is the medical device registration. This is also very important certificate, because if you don't, because remember, this device, sometimes people, it's not a toy, You must understand, it's not a toy, it's not something that you use and then, play with it, It has a very important, or they call it, it has a very effective therapeutic effect, That means they can perform therapy, And the therapy is PBM therapy. That is why they classify this as a medical device. So medical device means what? It can have medical benefit. But of course, medical benefits, so they also worry whether this device will cause a lot of harm or cause any adverse problem. Yes, this kind of thing, they will do all the tests. So we actually pass all the tests. That's why we are given this under this Medical Device Act registration. As you know, when we were we were submitting our product for test by this MedCert, there were, I think, few hundred conditions to be fulfilled, including the test report as thick as I remember, it's about easily 3 inches. There are so many test reports. For those who want to find out, you can always come and see me. I can show it to you. They actually tested, they do a clinical test on certain part to show that our product is safe and effective. Okay. Okay, and then this is the world recognition that we actually received. Now, remember earlier I told you that we are the one of the earlier one of the pioneer in this laser acupuncture. And then when we submitted our product for review during the 47th International Exhibition of Invention in Geneva, we actually won the second place, the silver medal. If you read this, you see the invention was IM laser therapy able to restore your cell function and Chinese Jinglu in order to stay clean, healthy, disease-free with non-invasive way in the comfort of your home. Now, this is very important, in the comfort of your home, which means that our device has been actually recognized. It's actually a home use device. Now, why I want to emphasize this, because if you go into internet, there are so many clinical type of device that has been in the market. There are many brands, but for home use device like us, there are not many, only us. Of course, there are a few others who are actually copying. So I want to highlight this because this is a big market for our home use device. And that's why you notice even though at this moment we already about 4 years plus we have launched this product, I can tell you our market is so enormous. There is so much potential to we can actually achieve. So anyway, if you want to get all this certificate, it's all available in our office. You can see the original. Okay, thank you. So I have actually finished my presentation. I see whether I have any other things to talk about. No more. Okay, no more. Okay, now we open for Q&A. Okay, should I on this?
Okay, thank you, Adam. Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Adam T, for his explanation. So I believe now, those who are using IM laser, you are more confident. I'm very sure you're more confident with this technical specification of what Adam has told us just now. So it's very simple, right? There's a say, my people suffer because lack of knowledge. So a lot of people, they suffer because of lack of knowledge. Now we are full of knowledge, and then Adam has also shown us the unique selling point of time laser. This is to help us first ourselves. We have the knowledge. Second, then we know, okay, when we explain or when there's a counter objection from the customer, then we really know how to explain in technical specification to them. It's not like you say or he say. I like to always tell people, it's not I say or he say. It's what the medical report saying. This is the fact and this is the truth. I'm telling you the truth and what are the benefits you are getting from time laser. Okay, guys, all the brother and sister in vendors, this is the time for the Q&A. Please throw your question to Adam. Adam is there all time ready for us. And so do I. When I first joined Ventros, I also throw him a lot of questions. That's how I gained my knowledge also. Now the master is here. We would like to learn from the master. All right.
No.
If you are
We are
comfortable,
learning
you
together.
can always type, right? Yeah, Rama Chandran has a question here. Hi, Rama.
Yes.
Right.
I talked about this yesterday to a guy who got high blood pressure, and he was telling me, and I told about NO, and all that. I said your arteries will expand, and therefore better flow. You know what he told me? He said my father is a sportsman, and because of the sportsman very active, his heart expanded. Therefore, he had a problem now. So he says all this, as time goes on, you will tell me the mitochondria, sleeping and all that. If you start waking up, then you are going against nature because the elasticity all supposed to go down, and then you start to expand further. Then it can cause a problem, can cause the breakage of the whole thing and all that. And then therefore you are saying it's going against the logic of the things. What's your comments on that? Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Raman, is it? Ike Raman,
Ramachandran.
Oh, Rama, sorry, Ike Rama. Okay, Ike Rama, I think the body, you must understand we have this so-called self-healing ability, So with body, we have a certain threshold. It cannot be over one, Unless, okay, for example, let's say I run very fast. I can run until certain reach. Okay, I'm reached there, and then if I cannot go anymore. If I go anymore, I will actually drop. For example, so there is a threshold. In the same way, like your father, let's say he has this kind of problem. The problem is not because of the whatever it is, it's because of some kind of disorder that happening in the body. Okay, now disorder in the body, there are actually a lot of things comes in. No, it could be the diet, it could be the lifestyle, everything, all these kind of things are happening. That is why there's one, I still remember there's one very interesting talk. You see, mitochondria, or they call it our body cell actually age gradually. During this aging, what is the causes of this aging? One of them actually the mitochondria. So if the mitochondria keep on aging, become deficient, then your body suffer this kind of so-called deficiency, and then as a result, your health deteriorate. So in other words, so your cases are, I would say that there is your relevancy in terms of over kind of things, it doesn't, because like I said, our body has this self-healing. For example, I give another example. Let's say today I'm having a fever. Okay, if I take even though I don't take any medication, I drink water, I rest, and so forth. Do you know that after 2 or 3 days, I'll suffer a bit pain and everything, but 2-3 days later, my fever will go away. Because why? Because my body will conduct all the necessary self-healing. In the same way, now what I'm trying to say is that our iron laser actually, if you notice, when they apply to your body, apply to a necessary at a certain time and whatsoever, it will promote the production of iron laser, promote ATP, which is very important for the energy required for self-healing. That is why we believe. I want to say this because very important, because I can tell you 100%. Actually, at one time, the light energy, they call it the light therapy, is a therapy used for all diseases. At one time, they were talking about this, but this is actually overclaim. But the reason why, because if just remember at the beginning, I tell you, we talk about the sun, we talk about the eyes, everything. You notice that we are actually interlinked with the light, and light can actually build up our so-called body health. Okay, so that's why I can tell you our IM laser that we use on that it actually promote the production of very useful for self-healing. So, like I said, in the body, you require self-healing. One of the very good way is to use this IM laser. I hope you understand that.
Okay. Sorry. What you're saying here is, what he's saying is, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay. You see, what he's saying is, he said, the body by nature, he says by nature, is a matter of time is it will close up. That's quite normal. Therefore, if you go and like he said, like a muscle, for example, is a muscle. He said, you see, if you overstretch it, like what he's saying is, he's saying blood pressure. You are saying that because of this NOx and NO, then you find that the whole arteries will start to expand, so it's better. But the arteries could because we expand and because as you grow older, it's weak, then can collapse. Therefore, expanding might not be good, and that's what he was trying to say. So logically, anything also when you start to expand, because human beings by nature, as time goes on, things will shut down. That's quite normal. So if you go and interfere, just like an old man go and carry something, it'll collapse. So that's what he's trying to say. How do I overcome that? Yeah, sorry.
Of course, the first thing that we will advise you is to see the doctor to get the necessary medication. That's very important. Number two, like I said before, I think Rama, there's one point that I want to highlight is that our body, you see, our body as we deteriorate, as we age, we deteriorate. No, correct. Now, if we can maintain, let's say, for example, if there's a method that can maintain to help us to maintain our health. That is, for example, there's something. Now, that it will be a very good answer to help us to overcome, at least to preserve or to maintain our health at this level. So one of the what they call the ways that we actually found out is actually through the light therapy. Light therapy can maintain that count because, like I said, I started in the beginning. I keep on telling you about the wonderful of light therapy. And this therapy can do a lot of wonders into your life. But of course, I said it all depends on the condition of the father, how long already, how serious, to what stage. I won't say that, but at least if you try to start now, it is a way to now as they go down, if you start to do the necessary therapy to maintain your health. And hopefully, if you really maintain, it can bring up your health because more and more self-healing conducted. That would be wonderful together with the medicine. You get me? That's why we have cases of people, like for example, diabetic. They have been, I still remember one uncle having diabetic. He had been taking medication for many years. His reading never go down anything below, I think 5, always 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. But one day, after using this IM laser for, I think 1 or 2 weeks, I can't remember, his reading go down to 5, 5 point something, Is it good sign? But he's on medication, of course. Is it good sign? Yes, it does. Why? Because apparently the sugar level had dropped, and now he's maintaining at this, but he still continues his medication. What does it mean? It means that now even the medication they call it it become more bioavailable. That means the body is beginning to accept or to receive, or they call it the medicine beginning to be working in his body. Yes, I mean. So in the same way, like your dad, you have been having this kind of problem. Of course, the best choice is to take medication and wait and do something. But what is this waiting that during this waiting, what are the things that you think you want to try out? I believe what are the best way, and I very strongly believe in this, the photobiomodulation therapy is one of the best way to consider. Okay?
No, sorry. Sorry, I.
Rama, sorry, Rama, can I add something? I'm Andrew.
Yes,
Rama.
Andrew. Yes, Andrew.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. For the comments made by your friend, I sort of not really agree with it. Okay, by right, according to the history, a person can live up to more than 120 years old. But why now our life expectancy is getting shorter and shorter? Mainly is because of all the environment, all the diets, all our lifestyles. Now, the purpose of this photo modulation is not to go against the mother nature of aging, but rather it is actually to help us to age healthily instead of age, what do you call that? Age with a lot of health issues, suffering. The purpose of this IM laser is not to helps to prolong or longer your life, but rather to help you to age healthily. And once the the God call you to go back, you have to go back, whether you are with a healthy condition or a poor health condition. That is why I don't really agree with the comments that made by your friends. Yeah, you can understand my comment, right?
No, I understand, but because he quotes his father, his father, and then ended up with the heart become bigger.
Yeah.
He tried
Yes.
and
That might not be caused by whatever things that you, but rather caused by all the environment, all your lifestyle, and all your things. That is why the situation that your friend's father, is it your friend's father? Is it?
yeah, sports
The
friend, yeah.
situation actually get worse. That's why IM laser is not trying to go against the mother nature, but rather helps to restore whatever your body can actually control. Your body is a wonderful computer system. It can control a lot of things, but once you are having a poor lifestyle and all this, it can cause a hair wire in your whole system, body system. That is what it is causing it to be having this type of problems.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
No, Andrew, I understand, but because
Yeah.
he say sportsman, a good control. He was a medal winner and all that. So definitely lifestyle is very good, but
Mm.
ended up because he overstretched. So he's trying comparing that with the stretching of the. He stretched himself, and therefore what happened?
Mm.
He had this, had this heart expansion. Some of them die of heart attack. So he said,
Mm.
similarly, he said,
Mm.
if you start to expand your arteries because of the nitric oxide, then that thing also can occur. So he's trying to use that parallel, and logically speaking, it makes sense, lah. But that's
It
why.
makes sense, but it makes sense, but your body actually doesn't work in this way. It doesn't work in this way.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't work in this way because your body is a wonderful system that will helps to control the whole thing. Unless, like your computer, your CPU is haywire because of various. Even if a sportsman live healthily every day, do exercise, that does not stop you from the pollution and all these things. There are things that your body cannot be avoid. All these things are. So it is not caused by the expansion of your arteries or due to nitric oxide, but rather I think it's because of the hair wire that is caused of your whole body system that is causing the problem. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah.
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 Hi,
Can
hi,
I
Ramachandran. Hi, Yo here. Hello.
Thank you
Hi,
very much.
hi, Ramachandran. Hi, this is Yo here. I've been practicing natural healing for the over 18 years. So I would like
Okay.
to answer the question that you threw out just now in the point of natural healing. Okay, there's a big difference between natural healing and also medication. One day, if I take medication, it means I'm taking the dosage, and these are chemicals. And it definitely, if I take something nitric oxide, which is manufactured by the pharma, big pharma, all this, or the what do you call it, supplement. So these are chemical. When I take this thing into my body, definitely immediately, my artery will dilate, or you call it expand. Definitely it will dilate because you have already some external force to force it to open up. This is the effect of medication and also what do you call that, supplement. But in I'm laser, this is natural therapy. You must understand,
Yes.
in natural therapy and also natural healing, our body system, our brain, our endocrine system, and also our hormone, these are the communication system in our body, which is controlling or try to do the balancing of our body. So in this case, I believe it will not happen, because I myself have led the customer who is in the works of stroke, heart attack, sharp heart attack. At the worst of heart attack, I let him use the laser. Of course, I ask the permission of the family members. So within 20 minutes, you can see his face. This is my personal experience. His face, the cold sweat are gone and back to reddish. So this is the major difference between medication and also natural healing. And this is the best part and the advantage of time laser. So I hope you could understand between the time laser and also this what they call it, medication.
Exercise too much.
Thank you. A good explanation.
Okay, so I hope you got it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rama. Thank you. Sorry, someone always try to share his or her screen. Okay, thank you. Adam, Susie here have a question here. She typed on the screen. So Adam,
Okay, wait.
can you repeat it?
The chat.
How many?
Go to the chat. Okay. Susie Chu, okay, having insomnia problems. Okay. Yeah, having insomnia problems for about 10 years back, and it becomes worse. Sometimes 2 to 3 hours. You do take sleeping pill, and has been using IM laser watch for 2 months now, and 2 times using laser therapy. I don't feel any result. Need your advice. Okay, Susie, don't mind me asking. Okay, during at the beginning stage, the first time when you are using this therapy, did you do have a good sleep first? Because it's important that I need to know what is the situation. The first time when you are using this IM laser, do you have a good sleep? And if you use 2 times per day, when do you use it? Do you use it immediately before sleep, or do you use it during the day or something? Can you provide me with all this information before I make any comments? Okay.
Miss Susie, I have unmute you. You can talk to Andrew
You
now.
can ask me directly, because I need a certain question first before I give a comment. Yeah. Hello, Susie. Are you there?
I couldn't find her. Okay, unmute.
Susie, can you hear? Okay, I saw her. Yeah. Okay, Susie.
Yeah.
Susie, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Don't mind me asking.
Okay, all right.
Before I
Can you
make.
hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. No, when
Before.
I start using the OneTrust watch, I feel calm, I feel sleepy. But then I
Okay.
use it twice a day.
Mm.
So I use it once before lunch and once before dinner. So, but then it hasn't shown any results yet.
No, for the first day when you use it, do you have a good sleep?
No, not yet. I haven't.
Not
I
at all.
haven't.
You don't have any good sleep at all.
No, not yet.
Okay. And you did feel sleepy, right?
Yeah, and I did feel sleepy, but I cannot go to sleep. But when I use the OneTrust watch, I feel sleepy.
You feel sleepy, but you couldn't go to sleep. Even you are taking pills, you couldn't fall asleep.
If I take sleeping pills, then I can sleep.
Okay, now when you start using IM laser, immediately you stop the sleeping pill?
Because it hasn't really actually worked for me, I still need my sleeping pills once in a while. Maybe 1 week twice I use my sleeping pill.
Once in a while lah, once in a while lah. Okay.
But 1 week
For some,
twice.
okay, for certain cases of insomnia, majority of them for insomnia case lah that I've seen lah, majority of them actually works quite fast. But for those some more serious case, you might need to couple with your medication first before you stop. You have to use it for a longer period. Especially if you're using 2 times per day, which I think for you might not be enough lah, might not be sufficient. Sometimes you might need to use 3 times per day for a more serious case lah.
Yeah, I know. My friend Linda Gore, she advised me 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So
How
doesn't
are you? Don't mind
matter.
me asking. How old are you? Don't mind me asking because I
Sorry.
want to see your age.
I'm 60 plus.
60 plus. 60 plus.
You don't sleep much at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you say not for me, how long cannot sleep?
Normally, if you sleep, how many hours do you sleep?
Actually, if I do sleep, sometimes I started to sleep about 3 a.m. and then I woke up at 5. So then after that, I went to the toilet. I will go to the toilet, come back, then I sleep another maybe about on and off for another 2 hours. Then after that, I can't sleep already.
Why you are forced to sleep at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. is it or?
Yeah, because I did go to bed earlier, but it's no point to go to bed when you don't feel sleepy. Then it becomes worse.
Don't mind me asking, you're working or you're not working at all?
No, I'm retired already.
Retired already. So do you take a nap in the afternoon?
No, I usually try not to take a nap.
Oh, you try not to take a nap lah. Okay, for your situation, I think the best way is you use 3 times a day first. Meanwhile, maybe for your case, it's a much more serious case lah. Okay, of insomnia lah. I think you just now you mentioned about more than 10 or 20 years ago lah.
All right.
So my advice for you, the best is actually to use together with the medication first, with your IM laser first, because a more serious case will require a longer time. It might not take 1 or 2 months, or even insomnia case, if you, according to the research, sometimes if you use for a certain period of time, there will be an improvement. But once after the first level of improvement, there will be another healing crisis come. You will face the same thing again. Then slowly, your body will actually adjust to itself, to the right things. Okay. So for your case, my advice for you is continue using it 3 times per day. Okay. Try not to use it before your sleeping
time. Is it?
Huh?
Doesn't matter the duration time. Between how many hours should
doesn't matter. You try to use it once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening, 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep. Yeah?
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I think that's about all. I just need to know.
Yeah, hope you try
Thank you
first.
so much.
You couple with your medication as well first. Don't stop your medication immediately.
Yes.
Okay?
All right. From your experience,
yeah,
people like my case, when they do this, start to see results for those chronic cases like me?
Usually for insomnia that I've seen is very fast. The worst one that I've seen is actually about 6 months. The worst one. Usually majority is very fast. Immediately just 1 to 2 times, even 1 week, or they fall flat. But more serious case, it will take longer time. Provided before you go to sleep, some people is because they worry a lot. They worry a lot. It's not because they cannot sleep. It's because they think too much.
Yeah.
That is why during
Okay.
at night think too much. Sleep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Any?
Okay. Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Yeah, that's all for the moment. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
What
you.
is this?
You are not supposed to ask these questions.
Okay, there's a question asking for mitral valve prolapse. Wow, it's very medical terms. Joanne, is it? May I know, Joanne, who is your upline? Let's check for you first before we get back to you on this, because this is very medical terms problem. So we need to find out first what is the problem here. Okay, before I can give you an answer. Okay, any more questions or anything you want to ask about IM laser, the technical side, you can always, Mr. Adam is here, you can always direct to him for technical side of IM laser. Okay, this is a very good sharing from Joanne, is it Joanne? Okay, he said for sleeping problem, okay, suggest all of you to get out to get some early sunshine and use the IM laser. It will be helpful. He said you can try that. Okay, thank you, Joanne. It's a heart issue. It's a heart issue. Caleb, maybe can you answer that, because what exactly is because I need to find out first before I can answer that.
It depends. I would say, if it's a minor case, it would help. But then, if let's say it's more serious, I would advise you seek the specialist, and you got to do some operation. Either you get the mechanical one, or you get the what they call it, the bull one. Yeah.
Oh, that
But
means
I
it's
can
the
assure you,
wall of the heart.
after the operation, you still can use IM laser. That's safe to use.
To speed up your healing.
Andrew? Hello.
Yes, yeah.
Andrew, just in
Yes,
here.
yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
got some to share. Just now, Evelyn told me that actually, Susie's case, right? Okay, so she actually got one testimonial, some sort like this, so she also take more than about 6 months to able to overcome this problem. So just be a little bit patient for Susie. Okay, so another thing is actually maybe in my side, try to relax yourself okay, this is actually some sharing from one of my agent.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, I have a question here for the technical one. So just now Adam, you mentioned about the 5 milliwatt, right? 5 milliwatt refer to the 5 lights that indicate in our arm laser, is it?
Each one.
Each one is actually considered 1 milliwatt, is it?
No, 5. So times 5 lor. So it's
Oh, the
25.
5 each one lah. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So meaning to say that for this measurement is actually confirmed like by the professional 5 light is actually more stable compared to 10 light, right? Can I say so?
Not necessary. Okay, like I said, because remember ours is for home use. For example, those are for those industrial, I would say industrial, the clinical use one, they may be more powerful, because they cannot wait for 44 minutes, 40 minutes. They had to do it in 10 minutes, you get it done. That's why you need a doctor to administer this kind of light. For example, let's say sometimes you want management, you want to reduce the pain. They have a very special light. Probably they only take 10 minutes. They can actually have some effect. But ours, because it's for home use, we want to make sure all the standards are met. all these lights are actually built in with a very minimal light, which is 5 ml, 5 milliwatt, which is sufficient enough but small enough to cause any effect. I mean, cause any damages. Understand?
Okay. So for maybe for doctors one, the wavelength could be more than 650, is it? So could be more than
depending
that.
depending on what purpose. Let's say for pain management, it's about same as us. But they are for other purpose. They use it for wound whatsoever. Don't forget, once again, I want to highlight here, our device not only comprising of photobiomodulation. We are photobiomodulation plus what? Laser acupuncture. Now, these are the two combinations that we have to adjust now to make sure that when we do it on our body, both of these working together. You understand me? That is why for those doctors, when they use it, they use specific what do you call that, for the purpose of target one. They don't use it for for this kind of total what do you call that for photobiomodulation for the whole body, including nasal. We comes with all this because we take into consideration for the laser acupuncture also. Okay, so when we design this, the 5 milliwatt, they already mentioned it is something that's enough to conduct the what do you call it, the necessary chi activation plus also photobiomodulation activation. Both lah, understand?
Okay, thank you.
Can thank you. I hope you understand because basically just now I think there are a few questions. The one they asked about the health issues these are the ones that I'm talking about. If you understand, let's say if you go back again to the light therapy or they call it the red light therapy, actually the red light therapy can do a lot of wonderful things. Only thing that the right dosage, the timing, and also the duration, and how difficult is your division. Like for example, you see insomnia in the case, actually if you apply it, some as fast as 2 weeks or some as far as 6 months, but there will be some effect because I can assure you there will be, because it's already been tested, it has been proven, they have done a lot of clinical study that they can help you. Only thing that you must have a few conditions attached to it, the parameters and whatsoever. Yes, Amir?
Yeah.
Cannot. Anything else?
There's questions asking Joe Tang. Is it okay if I answer it?
Yeah. Doctor.
Okay. Doctor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Joe Tang was asking, how can we advise client that during this COVID-19, our IM laser can enhance immunity? Joe Tang, for your questions, what I can tell you is that if you use IM laser, definitely it will help to enhance your immunity in very many ways. Okay, number one, it restores all your cell function with the ATP energy. It will help to restore all your cell function, inclusive your red blood cell or even your white blood cell. That means it activates the function of all these white blood cell as well. That is why it improves your immunity. Secondly, it will help to improve your circulation. Now, with more circulation, it means that all your toxic inside your body can be discharged. Once your blood becomes clean, automatically this will enhance your immunity as well. Number three, by using IM laser, it actually helps to reduce cell autopsy. Autopsy, that means it's a kind of cell death. Okay, with more cell inside your body, more active red blood cell inside your body, what will happen is that your immune response will be very fast if there's any invasion of foreign particles. That is why this actually indirectly boosts out your immune system as well. Number four, it actually helps to enhance the function of your liver. That means improve the function of the liver. Your liver actually plays a very important role of sorting out what are the toxic things, what are benefit things for your health. Now, if your liver go haywire, definitely a lot of your toxic will be accumulate inside your body. That is why once it enhance the function of your liver, automatically this will actually boost out your immune system as well, because all the toxic is get rid of, it's actually get rid of your body by, get rid from your body by your system, body systems. Okay, and of course there are many things. It also enhance your, what you call that? I can power thyroid gland to produce this thyroid, what you call that? Thyroid hormone or something like that. It's a type of hormone. I can't remember what is it. Enzyme. Okay, this particular hormones produced by your thyroid is actually, it is actually a modulator of your body immune system as well. That is why once it works well, automatically it will boost out your immune system as well. So there are many ways. Even if it helps you, this iron laser actually helps you to sleep as well. One of the biggest enemy of your immune system is actually stress level, lack of sleep. So by using iron laser, it helps you to relax, it helps you to have a good sleep, it helps you to enhance the production of melatonin so that you will sleep well. Okay, so all these are ways that it can actually helps to boost up your immune system for if you use iron laser. But of course, my recommendation is always to people is that don't use iron laser only. If you can use this, our products called Ventros Fortico. Fortico contains a lot of IgG. IgG is actually the immune hemoglobin to boost up your immune system. IgG actually make up of about 70 to 80% of your immune system inside the liquid inside your body as well. So by using this combination of even CV8 itself, or if you combine with this, what you call it, Fortico, your immune system is double boosted. Okay. Okay, any more questions? Can Jotan, can understand?
Rama here. Yeah, can I ask?
Yes. Who is on the line? Sorry.
Rama. Anybody else?
Rama, yes. Yeah.
So two different things. One, I think you yeah.
Yes, Rama.
Yeah, I follow up with my. I think you spoke to my son. Huh?
Yes.
So number one, let me
Yes.
tell you. First of all, he had an accident, and in the
Yes.
accident, whatever, the car rolled a few times, and then and then he has to hold on. Therefore, today he still has the back pain, etc. Of course, he went and saw the actual. Sorry, hear me? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so he went and saw somebody. He went and saw a guy who he said there's nothing wrong with the bones, nothing. It's just the nerves and all that. So he was okay for some time. Then the pain still went up, came back again. Number one. Number two, he has got pain also in the legs, in the knees and all that. Number one. Number two. Number three, he has got this. He goes for motion early morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Must go for motion. Nice motion. He goes. After that, he gets stomach pain again. Then he got to go again. And he drinks lots of water he takes, but he has got this. Sometimes he got chest pain and all that. And then his weight, he's using at least for I think for maybe 6 months, I think so. So his weight has not really come down, and not really come down. So for him, he doesn't see, stand too long, then he got pain and all that, So he weight, chest pain, and then the motion part, and then there's also some blood in the suddenly blood in his feces. Sometimes got blood and all that. So these are the things that's happening, which happen after taking this. So now,
After using iron laser.
that's right.
After
Of
taking.
course, yes.
Okay.
And then so I was just wondering, 6 months. So I understand the crisis, what do you call that? Healing crisis and all that.
Healing crisis.
But that's still there. So for him, he feels that he can't see. When I tell him to go and promote the product, he said, how to promote? I can't find any improvement myself. I said, so I thought.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Rama, for your case, like what I say, first of all, I want to find out from you more details. Okay.
Okay.
Who do you go and see to say that that means everything is okay with the back, with the this and everything? Who do
Okay,
you go
we
and
went and
see?
no. Sorry, we went and saw after the accident. We went and saw. Okay, this one was there is a guy. I think you'll ask if you ask. You must ask our Angela lah. You'll know. The person we went and
Ah,
saw. Angela
yeah.
will know. Then I saw the person. Then first time it's okay. Then after that the pain. Second time the pain came back. The pain came back lah. Pain came back. But you went and saw the person. I mean, then so and then from then on, of course, he don't want to go anymore because he thought come back again lah. The pain come back again. Initially went down lah, Okay, that's the thing about the back part lah.
It's a
Okay.
massager lah, or
I think I don't know whether you call him massager or is a person. Yeah lah, he will. I think Angela will know better about this person.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a person that actually. But definitely in the beginning there was improvement. There was pain went down. He also went to some other place too. Same thing. He went to the acupuncture and all the green therapy or what. He went there, improved a lot. After that, everything came back lah.
Yeah.
That's
I
for the
think,
back part.
yeah.
Then of course he has got this test, and then his motion. His motion. After going, you still got to go, and then if you stomach this one and the blood in the feces and all that lah. So okay.
Okay. Okay, Rama, my suggestion for you lah, because my suggestion for you is to go and do a proper scanning and proper test to find out what is going on with your son lah. Okay. Because without proper testing, we are all guessing. So once you go and do, my suspect is the pain is still come back, is still there. It's because of after 6 months, it's still there. It's because there might be a sleeping disc. The disc is pressing on your nerves that is causing the pain. My suspect is that. But I cannot confirm unless you go for a proper scan and test. Okay. Now, for your son, the other thing is that you found blood in the motion in your stool, right? Okay. It could be a lot of reason causing it Okay, there's a few possibility. It could be because of what you call the hemorrhoids. Okay, it could be hemorrhoids. Okay, hemorrhoids. Once the blood is actually fresh or it's already dry.
It's fresh of course.
Fresh it could be hemorrhoids or it could be certain things in your intestine or Agnes. I mean, it all depends on the situation because I couldn't give you a clear unless you go.
2-3 years ago, he went for colonoscopy and all that. He went.
Yeah,
So
it's okay, is it?
He said, doctor said it's okay, except he said at the piles area, external pile. He said, of course, there is a laceration. Therefore, I recommended us to go and see a skin specialist. So he went and saw there was an improvement there. Improvement there.
Yeah.
The only thing is that he said, okay, then there's his stomach, this one also coming is there. So that's about 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago, went and saw, and he did the whole works, whole works and all that. So okay, that's what I'm trying to say, That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. The stomach. What happened to the stomach? Sorry, what?
You find that some it goes for motion. Every morning must go for motion. Wake up motion. Nicely go for motion.
Yeah.
After that, again. Then you got to go motion again. That means nicely come out. The motion come out already.
Yeah.
Got pain. After that, because sit down, got pain. Then you got to go back one more time. So funny part. Why is that? That means it is like it's coming out.
It could be the motion. That means few times. Usually it could be the food that you eat. Could be the food that you eat.
But he is very.
He is having it every day or just once.
Yeah, I think almost every day is having it. Yeah.
Almost every day. How is the motion? The motion is watery or what?
Okay, motion no problem.
Motion no problem. That means it is the food. That means Sometimes maybe the first time that you go to the toilet, you didn't fully empty it. So the next time, that means it could be the food law, because usually lah shouldn't be this way lah. I mean, if it is not, I think it is the food that is the one that the food that you ate if it is perfectly okay, I don't think there is any problem with that he is just going in the morning two times sometimes, is it? The
No,
motion.
yeah, no, every day morning must go, and then after going, a nice motion comes out. Not a problem at all. And
Yeah.
after that, again, he has got this, pain and finally uneasiness and all that. Then go motion again.
Yeah.
So
They should be okay, but
huh?
if the motion is nice like banana shake, they should be okay.
no. After going already, you already discharged completely. Then after that, you got to go after 10 minutes. Sometimes after for half an hour, you got to go again. Looks, I mean, it is like as though it is, I don't know, looks like it's stuck somewhere, and therefore coming later. What I don't know. But 3 years ago, he went for this colonoscopy. That was all okay, all done. Everything's okay. So
Yeah.
how do you relate? And then the chest pain, is it because of the stomach, this thing happening, or?
I don't think because for certain people, I can tell you for certain people, it's quite normal for them to go few times per day one. Like for example, my mother-in-law, sometimes she will one day she will go to 2 or 3 times per day one.
No,
okay, so
yeah. No, if you go, okay, but then after say half an hour he spends there, and then after that
yes, even it happens like that. That's why for some people it's quite normal. There is nothing actually nothing really wrong with them apart from the food the food or digestion okay, so as long as the stool that came out is nice banana shake, there is okay. It's not watery, that means it's no sign of having diarrhea or anything. That is fine. Okay.
then the pain, pain in the hand.
The pain, I like what I told your son yesterday night. Okay, you need to go for proper scanning to find out what is going on. My suspect is actually there is a sleeping disc somehow pressing on the nerves. That's why the pain will still come back.
Okay, then the weight actually, I thought the weight will be really, because he doesn't need much, he doesn't need much, very little carbohydrate. The weight don't seem to be coming down, so I'm just wondering, is there
the weight some people like what I say he couldn't, I mean, you cannot expect him to do exercise now because of all the injuries and pain. But if you use IM laser every day, you control a little bit of control your diet, try not to reduce all those carbohydrates. You will lose some weight one, definitely.
Yeah,
okay, you will definitely lose some weight.
In this
Okay,
case, carbohydrate is very small, but his weight does
very small. Very small. How many times do you use per day?
Sometimes only one meal, sometimes only 2 meals.
No. How many times IM laser does he use per day?
Oh, he's very consistent 2 times, 3 times, very consistent, very.
3 times. Ask him to use 3 times per day. And the other thing, some people could be because of hormone as well Depends on the situation, stress level, work level, hormone all those can affect your metabolism rate as well. Yeah. But this is why you have to use consistently every day
He's consistent because I am using it. I know that he's very consistent. So that's one thing that is consistent Is the one is there. I can say that because I know from day one he's very consistent. So is there anything else you can do?
Yeah. This one is
Is there anything else you can do? Is there anything else you can do that will help?
The first thing, the IM laser, the only thing what I advise you is keep using it. Okay. For the pain, you go for the test and find out the proper reason why it happens. Okay. Because otherwise we will be keep guessing what is going on. My suspect is actually sleeping days is pressing on your nerves. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And also for the weight, I mean for the going to toilet motion, that one I think is quite normal for him quite normal for him
But the
for
pain,
a person.
the pain after that, the pain is there.
Mm.
But there shouldn't be any pain after that, right? That quite
What
normal.
is that?
After
Is that
motion,
the
sometimes you get some
yeah
pain.
yeah
Is that also same?
because that is your digestive system is very strong. That's why some people might go to toilet a few times like my mother-in-law.
I know, but does he have pain? Does he have after that? He still have
Yeah
pain?
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Sorry?
but the hard one, you better also, I think you better go for checkup as well because it's hard to say for heart as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Meanwhile, you still continue using IM laser lah. You go for proper checkup, find what is the reason first. Yeah.
Rama, can I ask your son the pain is at which part of the spinal, L4, L5, or other parts?
oh, I see. I got to. I'm not too sure now. Yeah, I must. Wait. I'm not sure. Can I come back to you? Can I come back to you?
No, it's okay. It doesn't matter, Rama. It's okay. It doesn't matter. If let's say the pain is if he can, I'm very sure he can identify. He know where is the pain. So just ask him to do target treatment 4 bar 40 minutes on the particular area. I mean, if let's say it's L4 L5, just put the whole arm laser, the whole arm laser, the laser watch on the area which cause pain. Even though it's there's a spurs or even though there's this what do you call it slip disc, it will help him to ease the pain because arm laser is very good for this inflammation
40
effect.
minutes.
It help him to ease the pain.
40
Yep.
minutes. 40 minutes
40
for how long?
minutes for target treatment. Definitely you get him temporary. So if there's always pain, he can use do it 2 times a day whenever there's he feel pain. And you know, whenever the nerve is pressed by our this slip disc, so it will cause infection. Sometimes inflammation, also infection. So that is where they cause the pain. And also, if let's say it's somewhere near the bowel movement system, that will cause the problem that he go to toilet early morning, after half an hour he wants to go again. Actually, you don't have to worry too much about this. It's just that probably there are a lot of stuff I want to come out, but it cannot come out at the same time. After you finish the the big business, and then you walk around, you move around half an hour, you come back again. It is quite normal. It is quite normal, especially people who have hurt their spine. It's quite normal for people like that, right? Because I have a few customers who experience this problem. So what they need to do is keep on using, do the target treatment, and drink enough of water.
The target means
Drink enough water means not too much. You know, a lot of people they drink too much of water, and then they got water retention in their body, and that will cause another problem. The standard measurement of how much water you are taking is very simple. Take your weight. Let's say your weight is 60 kg. You times 33. So it's about 6 times 3 is 18. So about 2 liters. So during the target treatment, you can add another 30 to 50% of water. So it could be maximum 3 liters of things like that.
sorry, 60 times 3, is it? 60 times 3.
33, 60, the weight times 33. These are the easy guideline. Yeah.
It's about 1,000, 1,800, 1,800.
Yeah, 1,800 to 2,000. Yeah, too
Oh,
much
I see.
water also our body sometimes cannot take it and cause some other problem.
So you put at the back, is it? How do you put? You
Yeah,
just
put at the back. Put at the back where he
I
felt the pain.
will.
Put at the back. I'm very sure it will help him.
Then the stomach one, put at the stomach. No, that one no.
Stomach. Okay, it's okay. You want to put on the stomach. I also do that once in a while.
Okay. Yeah. And I got one more
Important
question.
thing, don't put the heart area. That's the area or the eyes area. Yeah, you just try and then just give her the feedback.
Sure, sure. Then there's
Okay.
one, yeah, one more. Can I ask, or somebody want to ask?
Or you can ask.
Let me just answer this first lah. Okay, Susie Chu. Okay, Susie Chu. Okay, it is this laser therapy is extremely safe from cancer. It won't cause any cancer multiplication or anything lah, because it is a non-ionized. What is that?
The radiation.
It is non-ionized. That's why it is safe. It is safe to use. Yeah.
Susie,
Okay.
IM laser is I would say it's very very good for those cancer patient. I have a relative who have this problem also, and then the worst part is sorry if you're a doctor here, because the doctor keep telling her after 5 years maybe you got the relapse. So that was about 4.5 years. So that time I met her and I saw that she was so worried, and you can feel the anxiety from her face, you know. So I shared with her about our IM laser. She use it, and after 3 to 4 months, you can tell, because for those people undergo chemotherapy, from the face, sometimes you can tell that the black patches are very all these things gone after 3 to 4 months. So IM laser is recommended for the after chemo patient. So don't worry, keep on using. Yeah, I'm very sure it will help you.
Sally is asking, can a stage 4 lung cancer patient use IM laser? Okay, if stage 4 lung cancer patient, while he is doing treatment like chemotherapy or radiotherapy, not encourage them to use IM laser, because we don't want to complicate the what you call that treatment. Okay, if they want to use IM laser 2 months after the full treatment, then you can use IM laser, no problem. Yeah. Yeah.
I think CV8 will be perfect.
Yeah, CV8 will be more suitable.
More appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, because CV8 will contains a lot of this ginsenocyte that will helps to deal with cancer cell.
Stage 4,
Okay,
we are very careful. I would like to say, because stage 4, they are early stage, and also there are some late stage already. A lot of the organs of the body already destroyed by the cancer cells. Then the chances is very slim lah. But the Chinese used to say, 死马当活马医. So when there's no hope, just try. And then for this CV8, we have this US patent number. It's proven that it can help prevent and cure cancer. So that would be a good chance for
Sally, if she is using the oral chemo, you still cannot use IM laser immediately. Still will complicate the treatments. Yeah. So the best way is after the best way at this moment is while he is doing the treatment, you can actually take CV8. CV8 actually not only contains ginsenocyte that will actually deal with cancer cell, it will also deal with all the side effects of your chemo treatment. So CV8 is a much more suitable products rather than IM laser. But IM laser, after the full treatment, 2 months you can start using it, no problem. After the full treatment. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anything else?
Rama here, Ramachandran again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Andrew, can I ask? Yeah.
Yeah. Can hear you. Please continue.
So. Yeah. I got a person who had got hepatitis B problem, and now he has got a liver cancer. Right. Now they have done a TACE treatment.
Yeah.
They say they cannot operate. They do a TACE treatment. Now it costs about 20,000 CH. Now I think they have to go back maybe 2 months, 3 months later for to find out what's happening. In between, In between, can he use the laser? Cannot use in between.
In between, before the how many months already after the treatment?
Now it's just about 2 weeks now only. It's 2 weeks, and
2
then
weeks. 2 weeks. The best thing is after 2 months. After 2 months. Now, the best thing that I think, if you talk about he is hepatitis B, is it?
from
Just
there,
now
from there, and then hepatitis B plus. I think there's no
I think if you
antigen
talk
level.
about liver problem, the best product is actually the CV8. CV8. CV8 is the right one because the research that is done on the ginseng stem cells CMC is actually proven that it actually helps to restore all those hepatitis B or even cancer for liver as well. That is why it is actually the whole research is actually patent in US as well. That's why the best product that I would think of is actually this CV8.
How do I? What information can I show him for him to buy this? What can I? You definitely will ask for some proof or what? So what do I? How do I show?
You do have this what's the name? Angela's number, right? You
No,
do have
Angela is
Angela.
upline.
You give a call to Angela. Let Angela helps you and get all the information. Yeah.
So okay. So
or if you want, you are in Penang, is it?
no, I am in KL. I am in Kuala
Oh, in
Lumpur.
KL. I thought you are in Penang.
Angela is our upline.
Oh, you can always come to the office, then we can provide you with all the information. But while you are free, if you can drop by to the office, or you can always look for Angela to help you on that. Yeah.
Angela has been very helpful. Definitely very helpful. No doubt about it.
Definitely.
I know. So she's very, very helpful. Plus, I think she walks the talk and talk the walk. Fantastic. Very good. This one. Just that I just want to, because this guy having a difficulty in trying to get him to do something. So CVA, you have the information. You have the information.
Yes. I can give you, if you do need, I can give you the whole PowerPoint. You can go online and check on the all the research that is done.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'll call you up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No problem. Yeah. So anything else? Anyone? Any more questions or anything? If no, then we will finish off the meeting now. I'll pass back to Caleb.
It's okay now to pass back to me. So if there's no question from the floor, from the Ventros brother and sister, so we'd like to thank Adam and also
Thank you.
Andrew
Thank you
and
so much.
all
Thank
the
you very much.
participants. Right?
Happy New
So
Year
thank you
again.
very much, all of you, and we'll see you again on a Monday. That's a very special one.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay. And
A gentle reminder to all of you, next Monday at 8:30 p.m. there will be a very special speaker. Again, it is Dr. Ashwin. He will be talking about the synergetic effect of IM laser and together with CV8. So don't miss this opportunity. It's very difficult for us to get doctor to share with you. So go and tell your friends, inform your friends, invite your friends, as many as possible. Okay, so that next time at least we invite him, we can tell him there's a lot of people want him. Okay, so don't miss this opportunity. Friday we will continue with whatever presentation that we are having. What is the topic, we will let you know tomorrow. Let us. Okay, so if there is nothing else, thank you so much, Caleb, for being the MC, help us to coordinate the whole meeting. Thank you, Mr. Adam, for taking out his time for sharing with us, and thank you everyone for participating this VO meeting as well. Okay, so on behalf of the company again, once again, Kong Si Fa Chai and a happy Chinese New Year. Okay, 15 days, I haven't finished yet. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you all, and see you again. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, all
Thank
the
you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
leaders.
thank you,
Bye.
Thank
Caleb.
you, all the
Thank
Bye.
you,
members.
thank you,
Adam.
everybody. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Again.
thank you, Adam. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Caleb.
Thank you, Mr. Saw and everyone.